And for this recipe, I'm going to be using about a pound of portobello. So you want to cut them up, and then you want to dice them up. And I'm going to just make a very simple filling for the ravioli today. What I have here are my mushrooms already diced up, and I've got some butter and 1 hot red pepper, just kind of swirling around in the butter. Now I want to put in my diced mushrooms. And mushrooms have a lot of liquid in them. And I want a fairly dry consistency to my filling, so I want these to cook down until they're soft. And to give this a little added flavor, because let's face it, a portobello is not a porcino, I want to give this just a little bit of salt, and then later on, I'm going to give it a little bit of red wine. I'm going to let that cook now for a while until they get soft. So I'm putting my flour directly on my work board, and I'm going to make a fountain. You want 3 large eggs. But now this is all relative, I have to tell you, because eggs vary in size, flour is different, so I may or may not use all this flour with my eggs. Now with this, we are going to have a wonderful cream sauce, and you really want a nice soft ball of dough. I need a little bit more flour. Our mushrooms have cooked down significantly, and now I'm going to take them right over to the food processor. Paste. This is what's going to be inside your ravioli. So you want something that looks like that. Now, these can be made ahead and frozen, uncooked. So if you wanted to do this recipe ahead, you could make up all the ravioli, line them up in a single file on a cookie sheet that you have put a little flour down on, freeze them in the freezer, then when they're frozen, take them off the cookie sheet and put them in plastic bags. That way, they won't stick together. But I want it to fit over my form, you see, like that. Then I use this part to make an impression, a very light impression. And then, here's that mushroom filling that I have. I take a little bit of that, and I fill each cavity. Meanwhile, I have got the water going for the ravioli. I mean, I like to do these just before I'm going to serve them, but it is nice to be able to do them ahead if you're going to be doing this for a party and you don't want to be real hassled. So you want to put, about a teaspoon of the filling in each cavity. I go right over the top, you see? And I really want to make sure the ravioli are well sealed. And I'm going to take all of these now, put them on. I've got my water going in a pasta pot, and you want to make sure that you have at least 6 quarts of boiling water in your pasta pot. In they go. And let me tell you, fresh ravioli do not take long to cook at all, only about a minute or so. So now I'm going to turn up the heat on that, it is on high, and let those come back to the boil, and then I'll fish them out. Now, for the sauce, all we did was melt some butter. And to the butter, we want to add some garlic. And with the garlic, all I want to do is swirl that around in the butter to get the garlic soft. I'm going to leave the garlic in there because I like the flavor. Then with it, we want some fontina cheese. Here's fontina cheese. It's a brown rind cheese that comes from northern Italy. The cheese goes in. This is a first course in Italy, so you're not eating this as an entire meal there. And here we have a cup of heavy cream, also in the northern Italian tradition. And then we've got some peppercorns. Here are black peppercorns that I've just pounded up coarsely in a little mortar and pestle. And that goes in. And I'm just going to let the sauce melt. This sauce is ready, and it's velvety and looks beautiful. And now the sauce over these wonderful mushroom-filled ravioli.